And a very good morning. It's Mark here. It is 8:15 Eastern. That's 1:15 GMT. It is December the 23rd, second last week of the year. And let's see how the markets stand this morning. Let's just bear in mind that last week we had a volatile week, an extreme week in the markets, and that followed the US Fed interest rate cut on Wednesday and their accompanying very hawkish statement. And we saw strong trends last week, which on Friday, in most of our major instruments, as we're going to see, there was a bit of a turnaround, some profit taking, a retracement. But looks like today we're carrying on with the same trends that we saw last week, and that is as far as the US dollar, strong US dollar, the inverse relationship, meaning weak S&P 500 and gold going along with strong US dollar. We saw those two instruments weaken. We saw oil weaken, and Bitcoin also came down strongly last week. Let's see how we stand right now. US dollar index, there you can see today renewed interest, renewed demand when it got down to here at the 107.50 level. And right now we're sitting at 107.97. Buyers looking to retest that 108 level. We saw a high last week of 108.22. That's what buyers will be looking at right now, where sellers are going to be looking for a bounce down, a reversal from these levels if they want to come back down and test the support area around 107.50. So we've got 107.50 being the support area, 108 being the resistance area, buyers looking above 108 and sellers looking below the 107.50 area. Have a look from a technical point of view on my daily chart. Friday's red candle, a bearish engulfing candle, which certainly is and can be a precursor for a reversal or a turnaround. So far, that hasn't happened. Bear in mind the US session has just got underway, and very often we saw last week how the US dollar can change from pre-US, meaning during the Asian and European session, and then turn around during the US session. We'll wait and see that. We'll wait and see if that does happen, but of course we'll have to wait for the relevant levels on the shorter time frames. Let's have a look at the S&P 500, which last week was down. There was the fight back on Friday. You can see that, but again, down today. I've got our support in here at just below, let's call it the 6,000 level, and I've got resistance sitting at 6,050. Buyers are going to want to get above that 6,050. That's Friday's resistance, where sellers are looking to beat and come below today's low of 5,987. In other words, to come back and trade below the 6,000 level, right now sitting at 6,004. Gold, again, the inverse relationship with the US dollar. Last week we had strong US dollar, we had weak gold. There, following the Fed announcement, that was gold taking a big dive, coming all the way down to 2,582. Buyers stepped in on Thursday and Friday last week. There's red today, selling today, continuing with last week's downtrend. I've got resistance in here at 2,630, and buyers, if they do come back into the market, if there is demand, buyers will want to get back to that 2,630 and come back up to the 2,650 mark. Sellers will be looking back down below the 2,600. We're sitting at 2,615 and come back down and test the 6,000 level, 2,600. And even as low, we can see support as 2,582. Oil, Brent oil sold off last week. Trend was down. Bit of a fight back on Friday, but down again today. You can see that. I've got resistance at $73 and I've got support at $71.50. That's a $1.50 range. Buyers will want to, if they want to continue or with Friday's fight back, buyers will be looking up again to get close to that $73 mark, where sellers want to continue with what's the way the week has started, sitting right now at 72.31, looking on the downside at $72, and then all the way down here at resistance being 71.61. Bitcoin had a big week last week. I'm just going to go for a minute from the daily to the weekly. Huge bearish engulfing, which is a reversal sign. And if I go to the daily, you can see how strong the days that we had today. Bitcoin trying to fight back off support at 93,400. Intraday resistance at 96,300. 96.3 on the top and 93.6 down below, resistance and support. Buyers are going to be looking to test above that 96,000, whereas sellers are going to be looking to test below 93,600. It's a wide range. I know that sellers will want to go down at $93,500 and try to get to this real low and this real support at 90,000, but that's a long way to go. The bias is down, even though this is a green candle today. I've got lower highs, I've got lower lows. Bias is down. It looks to me like sellers are still in control, and buyers have not really stepped in to get it out of this area between 90 and 95,000, not as yet. Good trading, guys. Let's keep that discipline. I will see you at the end of day session. Good trading.